Live from the WLOX News Now studio, this is the 4 o'clock show.
A hearing in Ocean Springs regarding permits to replace bridges along Marsh Island Drive will happen in less than 2 hours. Welcome to the 4 o'clock show. I'm Jennifer Lott.
And I'm Brandy McGill. The Mississippi Department of Marine Resources is hosting the hearing for a wetlands permit application. Site developer Adam Dial says the permits are needed since the bridges cross tidal marsh. Many people have raised concerns with the damage of wetlands for the building of a potential RV resort. Dial says no wetlands will be damaged and the bridges are for the safety and convenience of homeowners on the islands.
These bridge projects are about access to the property, regardless of whether it becomes a RV resort or a subdivision development or what it was originally and still is entitled for, which is 1,200 condominium units. So these bridges are necessary for access regardless of whatever it becomes in the future.
That hearing is scheduled for 5:30 tonight at the Ocean Springs Civic Center. Well, veterans are getting recognized today in Gautier ahead of Veterans Day on Monday. Today, hundreds of people filled the gym at Gautier High School for the 25th annual Veterans Breakfast and Ceremony. Among those veterans, city and state leaders were in attendance and Congressman Mike Ezell. Former teacher and founder Susie Bound says this event not only honors veterans and their service, but also allows students to personally thank the men and women they learn about in their history classes.
My dad was a veteran. He was stationed in Germany in the 1960s, and so I just grew up with an appreciation for veterans and a love of history, and that's one of the reasons I became a history teacher.
Purple Heart recipients, current seniors enlisted, and teachers and faculty who once served were all recognized. Veterans were also recognized by Decades Served, awarding the oldest veteran of 97 years with a sash.
And this Thanksgiving season, you are being asked to help those in need through our Season of Giving food drive. You can donate now through November 15th. Non-perishable items like canned fruits and vegetables are needed. You can drop off these items at Velocity Clinical Research, any Bienville Orthopedic Specialist locations, and any Singing River Federal Credit Union locations, and of course WLOX. All donations will go to our local food banks. You can go over to WLOXfooddrive.com for more information.
Well, taking a look outside now, we are seeing some sun and a mix of clouds. We saw a little bit of rain earlier today, too.
Yeah, just a little bit of drizzles. Let's go ahead and toss things over to meteorologist Aaron Kobe for the latest on the evening forecast.
Well, good evening. Here's the latest coming from the National Hurricane Center. We will be staying in those low 80s. Cloud cover expected to continue. Rain chances a little bit lower as we go into tomorrow, maybe peaking back up as we head into the weekend. Morning temperatures also staying a little bit muggy. We'll be in those low 70s the next couple of mornings.
All right, thanks, Aaron. Well, downtown Biloxi hosting its annual Gulf Coast Veterans Parade this weekend.
That's right. Hear all about this year's special procession when we return.
The news for South Mississippi. This is the 4 o'clock show.
Sponsored exclusively in high definition by Coastal Family Health Center. Caring begins at Coastal Family Health Center.
The 24th annual Gulf Coast Veterans Parade rolling through downtown Biloxi this weekend, honoring those who have served our country in the line of duty. Joining me now is Parade President Colonel Jim Hollingsworth, along with this year's Grand Marshal Lieutenant General Michael Peterson. Thanks so much for joining us today.
Thanks for having me.
No, we're glad to be here.
Yeah, this is the 24th year for this parade, right? What's kept it going strong all these years?
Well, I would just say the motivation of the community and all the contacts of the military that are throughout the county down here.
Right. And it just gets better every year with the participation and the people coming out and the desire to have something to celebrate Veterans Day.
Right, for sure. That is very important. And I mean, with any new additions this year, I mean, you talk about it growing from year to year.
Well, the numbers keep growing and growing and growing. We even have, like our junior ROTC that we have more entities there that we've had ever. We have more actually in total number. We have about 85 units this year. So a lot of new people. We even have the Shuckers mascot is going to be in it, and of course the Joppa Shriners have their cars. So just a lot of variety. So a lot more entries than we usually have.
Yeah, for sure. And just to see those young people with the JROTC.
Oh, it's special for me. My grandson is in the Van Cleve Air Force Junior ROTC program, and he is marching on Saturday morning.
Wow, I'm
So
sure that's special.
I'm looking forward to seeing him.
Yeah, just to see it grow from generation to generation. What does it feel like for you guys just to do the parade and to just see those younger people out there enjoying it and knowing what our freedom is for?
Well, both Jim and I have been around a while, but so the parade's exciting, but what is exciting is watching all of the people participate. Whether it's the marching bands, whether it's the groups that want to represent something about our history, our heritage, whether it's the veterans that come and watch it. It is just great to be part of that experience.
Yeah. Is the parade route going to be any different this year? Can you tell us a little bit about where you guys are going to start and finish? I think we have a map up right there of it, actually.
Yeah, there you go. That's pretty much it. It goes Martin Luther King down to Howard Avenue, and then straight down south. It's about a 1 mile route.
Yep. Okay.
But it's a good route for us, and we have a lot of people that are going to be coming out, and we're looking forward. A little different this year. We're trying to flavor it with a little more family fun.
Okay.
We're going to have throws and things like that, candy and just things for families to come out and see it. We hope we get a great show from not just the population, but a lot of veterans to come out. So we're looking forward to that part especially.
So easy to watch, lots of good locations, easy to park, as you can see from the parade map. So
yeah,
we are ready to go.
Sure to be a great event, and we thank you for all that you guys do.
Thanks
Really
very much.
appreciate it.
Appreciate it.
All right, well, celebrating family and friends. When we come back, you can hear how you can participate in a special event.
Well, welcome back into the 4 o'clock show. This weekend, Morning Star Baptist Church in Gulfport is hosting an event, and it's inviting you to join the fellowship centered around Friends and Family Day. Here to tell us more is Frances Robertson. Thanks so much for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Awesome. So we hear a lot about Friends and Family Day at church. Good congregation, good fellowship, good word, but you guys are centered around veterans this year, right?
Yes. So our Friends and Family Day is a day right before Veterans Day, and so we also have several members, actually 51 members who are going to be honored, as well as one of our oldest members. He's 106 years old. He was a World War II veteran, and we will be honoring our members.
That is awesome. That is such a true blessing. I mean, to surpass 100 years for sure. So what time does service start, and what all can they expect? And it's during service, right?
Exactly.
Okay.
So our service starts at 10:30, and during service we have quite a few members, like I mentioned, who are veterans, and we also are honoring our police officers, firefighters, paramedics who also serve our community. I did not mention, but Rip Daniels will also be receiving an award as well for his part in informing the community of different events and local and national news.
That's amazing. So you tell me, you tell me that you guys started this 9 years ago, basically, Friends and Family at the church. Kind of just tell me, how has it grown year after year? And I'm guessing not only members have been coming to it, right?
Exactly. So we actually, in the beginning, we started in 2015 under the pastorship of J.L. Franklin. And then over time, it's just kind of grown a little bit bigger. So this year, we're inviting, each member is inviting 5 additional individuals. So if you're planning to come at 10:30, I would recommend coming a little bit earlier to
find a good park.
Yes. And there'll be quite a few people there. In addition, we're also having a lunch afterwards, so individuals can get together in fellowship and maybe take pictures and just be together and celebrate Veterans Day with us.
Awesome. And how does this make you feel to just congregate with not just, members of the church, but people from the community as well?
Well, I am a history teacher, so this is
something
that, I teach about. Like, I teach our students to definitely show homage to our veterans and their service, because they do it so that we don't have to.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Francis. Reminding people to come out Sunday to Morning Star Baptist Church in Gulfport. Service starts at 10:30, and I hope it turns out to be a wonderful event for you guys.
Thank you so much for having us.
No problem. All righty. Well, whether you're a sneaker collector enthusiast or just love the shoe, this event is perfect for you. Hear all about the Mississippi Sneaker Culture Convention when we return.
If you're a collector of sneakers, this upcoming event is perfect for you. It's the Mississippi Sneaker Culture Convention.
That's right. It's a chance to explore rare finds, limited edition, and connect with fellow sneaker lovers. Here to tell us more about it, and our event organizers, is Randy Richardson and John Carter. Thank you both so much for being here.
Thank you for inviting us.
All right, so the sneakers that you have on your feet are really nice, but they can't see those. And you also brought some here to show us what's going on.
So we've got the Nike SB Verdes and the trophy rooms.
The Jordan 1 Low trophy rooms.
And I don't think you can find those in store. Those are they limited, or
yes,
you have to
very
order
limited.
them?
Very limited.
Yeah.
You had to win a chance to be able to purchase them.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. So at this convention, there are going to be vendors like selling these, or just, okay, I didn't know if they could just look at them or sell them.
These two pair will be available.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I really like that pair on the end. Those are very colorful and
Talk
fuzzy.
to the price tag about these. I know tennis shoes, they can get a little expensive. I have a toddler, and if they're $50, I can only imagine how much a grown man's pair of shoes are.
They range, like the Verdes, they'll be on sale for $425.
Yeah.
Probably about the same for the Jordan 1s. And those are not the high ends. We have some vendors that'll be bringing $1,500, $2,000, $3,000 pairs of sneakers. It could be higher than that.
Now, at this convention, can you get them customized, or it's just upon purchase?
We have one vendor that's coming down from Meridian that actually makes custom sneakers. Okay. We have a local guy out of Biloxi that will be there. He doesn't have a booth, but he does custom painted sneakers as well.
Oh, wow, that's so neat. And what is in this book back here?
So that's up here. We're doing sports cards now. We've added sports cards to the convention as well, because that's another one of those things that got really hot during COVID, and then afterward has continued its trend upwards. So we've added that to it because that's one of my obsessions as well. So that's
well,
why
I think it goes hand in hand with sneakers for sure, sports, because a lot of the athletes, they're rocking the newest ones. And I know these are Dunks, but I'm not good with all the name brands and brands like that.
So how many vendors are going to be set up?
We have just over, I think, around about 31 to 35 tables or vendors with tables, multiple tables. So, and that's buying, selling, trading. You can do whatever with sneakers and with sports cards and memorabilia.
All right, now how long has this been around?
Yeah.
So we did our first convention in May, on May 10th. We had just over 20 tables, 21 tables. We had about 250, 300 people through the front door. So we're hoping that we can grow it. We were at a different venue this year, or in November the 10th, this Sunday. We're going to be at the MGCC Community College at the Hospitality Center. So we've rented that whole building. So we'll be there, hopefully, like I said, 35-ish vendors or maybe even more.
Yeah, you can see that information right up there, November 10th. VIP access from 10:30 to 12, and then general admission from 12 to 5. This is a really unique event. I feel like I've never heard of anything like this. We were talking about the sneaker ball before this. I'd never heard of that either. So
you just don't know. People line up for the drops of the new shoes, so I can only imagine what the atmosphere is going to be like.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun.
In other areas, they do real big as far as these events, 300-400 tables. So. We're just trying to bring something unique to the coast and have something between New Orleans, Mobile with a beautiful backdrop.
Yeah, well, this is great. Thank you so much for being here today. We wish you the best of luck there.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Well, coming up next for you, Bay St. Louis preparing for its annual Burger Cook-Off.
We're in the kitchen with a look at this year's Buds and Burgers. Get ready, South Mississippi. The annual Bud and Burgers in the Bay is happening this weekend in Bay St. Louis.
That's right. Joining us now in the kitchen today with a preview of this year's event, Committee Chairman Rich Chase, and along with last year's People's Choice Award, James Shaw. Thank you both so much for being here.
Yeah, thank you for having us.
All right, so tell us what you got.
Well, you know, this year the Bud and Burger is presented down in Bay St. Louis Historic Courthouse on Main Street, so we're looking forward to a great day. all the proceeds are going to benefit Hancock County Chamber along with the Hancock County Food Pantry. So we're excited. We got 13 competing teams this year to see who's going to come up with the best burger in the Bay. As you can tell, James won People's Choice last year, and he says he's going to get another one this year, so we're going to see what that's about. But we also have a couple other things going on. We have a large Jumbotron, which we're going to be showing, I believe, the Florida and Texas football game, and we'll have another college game on after that. We have a live band, the Dave Maley Band, which is local to the Hancock County area. So we're looking forward to it. It's going to be a great day. As long as that storm kept going a little bit farther, we're in good shape.
Yeah, a lot going on there too. Tell us about, you're the People's Choice Award winner.
Absolutely.
What's kind of your style? What's your secret to winning
these burgers?
All right, so as you can see the burgers in front of you, last year's was a double steak smash burger. And so it featured, as you'll see here in just a minute, it's got 2 different types of steak. It's got ribeye and sirloin along with the ground chuck, which is basically what everybody says it makes the best burger.
Oh, yeah.
Perfectly seasoned, and then it also has bacon, pickled jalapenos, all on a Hawaiian bun.
Ooh, yeah, that sounds really good.
It does, and I'm sure it's pretty juicy too. So whatever you have, you can go ahead and get started.
Absolutely.
If you want to kind of talk about the seasonings a little bit.
Absolutely. So this one is Smoking in the Bandits. This is a really good steak seasoning, so that really accentuates the steak flavoring. And what you want to do per pound, you want to do 1 tablespoon per pound. So this is 4 pounds. So.
And I'm guessing it gets tedious with the measurements. You got to be right on, huh?
Well, I tried to make it uniform. So, and this one's a really good burger combination. This is just a gourmet Weber Gourmet, and it accentuates more of the ground chuck. So you've got 2 things going on that kind of accentuates both part of the burgers. So.
And I feel like the pickled jalapenos, or not pickled jalapenos rather, but
they are pickled.
Oh, pickled jalapenos.
Yeah,
yeah. What kind of made you do that? I mean, that's a unique take on it.
Well, it just gives it an extra little zip. So it's not your normal jalapeno where it's so hot that it burns you.
Is it like a sweetness to it?
It's just got that little bit of zip that just kind of sets everything off, along with the sweet bun, And so what I did is you make 3-ounce patties, and I'll show you how I did that. So it's already on the wax paper, and you just smash it down.
And that's basically mashing in all the ingredients that you added in the meat, right? Instead of rolling it up with your hands, you normally do that too.
What I recommend for everybody to do is you make that the night before and let it marinate in the refrigerator overnight.
Best part.
Kind of like Hamburger Helper, it gets better with time. So that's how it gets better with all the seasoning. So pre-made, and you make it the night before, and then you smash it, on the grill.
So we may have to save that real quick. We're going to come back to you guys because we only got a few seconds left. So we're going to come back to you in a second segment to show us how it's all made.
Awesome.
Is that okay with y'all?
Got to save the best for last, right?
Yeah,
absolutely.
All right. Well, stay tuned for more back here in the kitchen, and we'll have another weather update coming your way next.
Now, WLOX First Alert Weather with meteorologist Aaron Colby.
Well, good afternoon. Take a look at this. This above average. Look at the 7-day forecast. We'll be staying above 80 for the next several afternoons.
The Federal Reserve cutting interest rates 1/4 point today. This is the second rate cut this year. In September, the Fed cut rates by 1/2 point.
That's right, Jennifer. So the central bank kept rates at a 2-decade high for a year to rein in inflation before the first rate cut. Inflation has been falling, but not as quickly as estimated.
The Secretary of State's office says it'll be next week before we know which 2 candidates will be in the runoff in the appeals court race. This race has been tight since the vote count started coming in Tuesday night because no one received more than 50% of the vote. The top 2 will be in the runoff on November 26th. As of today, Amy St. Pei is more than 6,000 votes ahead of Ian Baker and Jennifer Schloegel, and just 354 votes separate Baker and Schloegel. But thousands of absentee ballots are still being counted. Those numbers must be sent to the Secretary of State by Friday, November 15th. Secretary of State Michael Watson says a project to restore the Broadway Marina commences today. This 30-acre site has seen bulkhead erosion and perimeter damage from storms over the years. The project repairs aim to secure the site and protect infrastructure from future storms. Plans include restoring the site's drainage system and installing filters to capture runoff before releasing stormwater into the Sound. Watson's office projects that project to take about 15 months until completion. And George County football star Deuce Knight continues to make history. The 5-star quarterback received his All-American jersey today. George County High School held a massive pep rally to honor the Auburn football star as he commits to being the third member of the Rebels football team to make the game, following in the footsteps of current Cincinnati Bengals player McKinley Jackson and the late MJ Daniels. Only 100 football players receive this honor of wearing the Navy All-American Bowl jersey each year. 2025 Navy All-American Bowl will take place in San Antonio, Texas on January 11th, and it'll feature many of the nation's top high school football players.
Well, Back Bay Elementary students making a difference with a sock drive to help people in need. More than 1,200 socks were collected, with Christy McBroom's third grade class leading the charge. The sock drive came about after learning about similar efforts at schools around the country, and the donations will be distributed to people in need by Back Bay Mission and the Mercy Cross Homeless Center. Each organization received more than 620 pairs of socks. Well, coming up next for you on the 4 o'clock show, a tragic accident for one man has turned into an incredible new gift of doing math perfectly.
And in Hollywood, Warner Brothers is taking on the Oscars after the award ceremony says Dune Part 2 movie soundtrack is not enough from the original. Plus, Thanksgiving is right around the corner. How you can keep you and your family safe from food poisoning.
Welcome back in, and thanks for sticking around with us. It's been an issue in the news a lot lately. Foodborne illnesses can lead to hospitalizations, even death. Every year in the U.S., an estimated 48 million people get sick from their food. In today's Health Minute, Mandy Gaither looks at how to prevent food poisoning.
Of the millions of Americans who get sick from foodborne illnesses every year, the CDC estimates 128,000 are hospitalized and 3,000 die.
That just a small number of bacteria can actually cause illness.
Dr. Sanjay Gupta says many of the foodborne illnesses making headlines lately are happening outside the home. He says whoever preps food needs to pay close attention to temperature and avoid the danger zone, which is between 40 and 140 degrees.
So if you're getting cold food, it should be colder than 40 degrees. If you're getting warm food, it should be steaming hot, greater than 140 degrees. Do those things. That'll go a long way towards keeping you safe.
The CDC says protecting against foodborne illness at home can be done with 4 simple steps. First, clean. That means washing your hands before, during, and after preparing food and after handling things like uncooked meat. You should also make sure utensils, cutting boards, and countertops are clean, and rinse fresh fruits and veggies under running water. The next step is separate. Keep raw meat, chicken and poultry, seafood and eggs away from other foods. Don't use the same cutting boards during food prep. Third, cook foods to the right temperature. Using a food thermometer is the only way to do that. Finally, chill. Refrigerate perishable food within 2 hours. For Health Minute, I'm Mandy Gaither.
Great tips there. The CDC says never thaw food on the counter before because that can actually cause bacteria to multiply. Instead, thaw it in the refrigerator, in cold water, or in the microwave.
A new study links daytime sleepiness in older people with a higher risk of developing dementia. In a study of more than 440 people with an average age of 76, those who felt sleepy were more likely to experience cognitive decline. According to a study published in the journal Neurology, roughly 36% of people with excessive daytime sleepiness developed a condition that is often marked by slow walking speed and complaints of memory problems. Those in the study who weren't tired as often only had a 7% chance. Medical experts say elderly people who are having significant daytime sleepiness are advised to raise that issue up with their doctors. Well, coming up right after the break, more online companies are now joining in on a growing trend. They keep it policies. Hear about what that means in Watching Your Wallet. There's a growing trend among some retailers to let you just keep items you return. It's usually to avoid the cost of restocking that item. WLOX consumer investigator Rachel DePompa talks to the person behind a popular shopping website to find out more in today's Watching Your Wallet.
It's the latest shopping hack, a growing policy at some major retailers. Kyle James calls it the Keep It policy.
Amazon in particular, I noticed in the past year, they've let me keep a couple of the things I tried to return. And I always thought, oh, that's kind of strange. And so I started doing some research, and I discovered about 8 other stores that do the same.
James runs the popular website filled with shopping hacks called RatherBeShopping.com. He says he discovered some stores are using AI, artificial intelligence, which alerts the store when it's just not worth it to restock the item or pay for the shipping back on a bulky purchase you're trying to return. This typically happens more with online returns. For instance, James says he bought dog food on the website Chewy. His dog didn't like it, and Chewy told him to keep the food and donate it to a shelter. As with anything, it's not a return policy to abuse.
Any good return policy, they're going to go away or they're going to get restricted if customers are abusing it. So this isn't really a what can I get for free type thing. I need to go into it looking for like free things. You're probably going to be disappointed.
James thinks this is a trend we'll be seeing more of, and that it also builds goodwill with customers who might be more inclined to stay loyal to that company. James put a full list of his experiences at several major retailers over on his website. With this Watching Your Wallet, I'm Rachel DePompa.
Well, the drop in gas prices has slowed down due to a rare November hurricane in the Gulf. According to the American Automobile Association, the national average for a gallon of gas only fell by 3 cents since last week. Now dropping to $3.10, but only here on the Gulf Coast we saw increases over 30 cents. Now AAA spokesperson says there's often a hold on gas prices with a hurricane in the Gulf, which can threaten oil production and refining, but expects prices to trickle back down.
Volkswagen is now recalling 114,000 cars because the driver's side airbags could explode. The recall includes certain 2006, 2007 Passat sedans and 2012 to 2014 models and 2017 wagons. 2017 to 2019 Beetle and Beetle convertible models are also included in that recall. According to the Highway Traffic Safety Administration, the airbags pose a risk of exploding due to the long-term exposure to humidity and high temperatures. Volkswagen dealerships will replace the airbags for free. Affected owners will be notified by late December. And in a separate product recall, roughly 512,000 Govee Life and Govee Smart electric space heaters are being recalled for safety-related reasons. The Consumer Product Safety Commission issued a statement saying these items can overheat and pose a potential fire or burn hazard. Officials say there have been more than 100 related incidents that resulted in 7 reported fires and 1 minor burn injury. The heaters under recall were sold online for the past 3 years. More information is available at cpsc.gov.
Well, up next for you on the 4 o'clock show, one man now lives with an extraordinary ability after suffering a tragic accident.
A look at his gift of numbers on the good side.
Well, welcome back into the 4 o'clock show. Brace yourself for this large number I'm about to say. 98,546,123,589.8 divided by 5. I told you, how long would it take you to figure that out in your head?
I'm not even going to try. It's
no.
Above. Okay. Well, after a tragic accident, a man in Texas now has the gift of numbers and can make that calculation almost instantly. Reporter Gordon Collier introduces us to Blake and his miraculous gift.
987,423,412 divided by 5.
197,484,682.4.
Complex calculations that would leave the average person scratching their head are no problem for 25-year-old Blake Highland.
You are correct. 3,789 divided by 3.
Oh, That'd be 1,263.
The answers just seemed to pop into his head.
3:13 p.m.
913 minutes in a day.
How many seconds?
How many seconds at that time? That'd be 780 seconds.
How do you do this?
I don't know. I do not know how I can tell you how many minutes it is in a day. You could go 4:16 p.m. 976 minutes a day. I do not know how to do that, sir.
It just pops into your head.
It does. With zero math, I don't know. I wish I did. That would be cool if I did, but...
He hasn't always had this amazing relationship with numbers. When he was 14, he was just a regular kid. Good student, gifted athlete, especially in gymnastics, until a tragic accident at a meet one day.
I was looking around and I didn't see Blake, and all of a sudden I saw the commotion over in the foam pit where when he vaulted and he landed on the side of the pit, his head whipped down into exposed concrete. He immediately suffered massive strokes, and I rushed out there and the paramedics came, and I called Cindy at that time and I said, hey, Blake had an accident. And she's like, you're kidding me, because, and I said, this is not a joke.
The other way?
After 16 months of intensive therapy, Blake beat the odds and walked out of the hospital. And he left with more than scars. He left with a gift.
Do you have any idea why numbers make such sense to you?
Because numbers never change, sir. So English changes every day, history changes every day, science changes every single day. But numbers always stay the same. Always have faith in God. God will always help you through whatever obstacle you're going through right now. Even on your worst days, God is still loving you and holding your hand. And just don't ever give up, because you can overcome whatever you're going through right now in this moment.
Well, we are back in the kitchen now with our friends from Bud & Burgers in the Bay.
That's right. Let's go ahead and take a look at what's in the skillet. All the aromas just coming up my nose right here. What you got? You just added the cheese on.
I did.
Okay.
And that's usually about the last 30 seconds, on a grill, and then about the time it melts, it's the final cook. And then you just take it off and put it on
There you go.
Put it on.
And then you got some bacon here on the plate as well.
I do.
You can't have a burger without bacon.
You can't. Bacon goes on everything.
Yeah.
And then the pickled jalapenos.
Nice.
Awesome. All right. Looks good and it's fresh.
Oh, yeah. Enjoy.
It's like the signature touch, like you're sprinkling the last bit of seasoning on there.
That's right.
And while we're taking a bite, can you tell us about the tickets for this event and stuff like that?
So tickets are $20 for adults, and that gets you 2 beverages, whether that's beer, beverages, or water. Children 5 to 11 are $5, and you get 1 drink ticket with that, and unlimited samples of burgers. So it's great. There's a few people that I really want to thank, our sponsors. So Coastal Mississippi, Visit Mississippi, of course Frugals, Mitchell Distributing, and the Silver Slipper Casino. So
All right,
sounds
great.
good.
Yeah, this burger is very, very good.
It's very juicy. I mean,
Yeah.
you can see the juice just coming out right now. So you're definitely going to get your money's worth when you guys go
Absolutely.
out there. So I hope it turns out to be
Each
a wonderful
competitor
event.
got 36 pounds of.
Oh, gosh.
So that's enough for,
That
I
is
think,
respect.
96 6-ounce burgers. So we should not run out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if this is juicy without sauce on it, I can only imagine how everything
Oh
else
yeah, I
is
didn't
gonna
even
taste.
think it doesn't have any ketchup or
Just cheese,
it's
just
perfect.
meat,
Yeah.
yeah.
All right. Well, thank you guys so much. We
Thank you,
appreciate y'all
guys.
sticking
Really,
around.
we appreciate
Thank you very much.
All right. Well, we'll have today's top entertainment stories when we come back.
Well, I would say grab your popcorn, but grab your burgers.
Yeah, well, here are the burgers.
That's
Ready to
right.
watch the movies.
That's right. Oscars controversy kicking off today in entertainment news.
And a popular series is returning to Netflix for its final season. Here's David Daniel with the Hollywood Minute.
Warner Brothers is taking on the Motion Picture Academy over the score of Dune Part 2.
Variety reports an independent review has questioned whether the music is eligible for Oscar consideration. Hans Zimmer's Part 2 score included elements of his music from 2021's Dune, and Academy rules say a sequel's score can't use more than 20% of themes and music from a previous film. We'll see what happens when the Academy announces this year's 20 shortlisted scores on December 17th. We have episode titles for the 5th and final season of Stranger Things. This title tease indicates the season will have 8 episodes, take place in the fall of 1987, about a year and a half after season 4, and debut on Netflix sometime next year.
Yeah, I mean, that was a selling point.
Richard Gere is heading to Spain. He and his wife, Alejandra Silva, are moving there to live closer to her relatives. They'll have some traveling money. They've just sold their 6-bedroom Connecticut home for nearly $11 million. In Hollywood, I'm David Daniel.
Well, if you happen to visit London soon and you want a martini, shaken, not stirred, you have to check this out. The 007 billed as the world's first James Bond bar has opened. This pop-up cocktail lounge celebrates the 60th anniversary of the Bond film Goldfinger.
And get this, the 2-story space has 2 bars, a carpet featuring lines from the Bond films, and 3 gold Aston Martin sculptures hanging from the ceilings. Now, the bar also includes a variety of props from several Bond's films, and it has collectibles for sale. The 007 will be open through December.
Coming up tomorrow on the 4 o'clock show, a special Veterans Day barbecue. Hear all about this event that honors the men and women who've served our country.
And a holiday favorite is gearing up. The Nutcracker Ballet bringing the wonder and magic of the season to life, and you can be a part of this production.
Plus, you're invited to step back in time to the 80s with the Deja Vu Fest. It's all coming up tomorrow on the 4 o'clock show.
Well, thanks so much for watching the 4 o'clock show. Our next newscast is at 5.
Yeah, stay with us. And remember, you can get WLOX News anytime on our website, WLOX.com.